The champions from the Sleeper Wire Fantasy Football Show will help you win your fantasy football championship. Sleeper Wire, Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Sleeper Wire on Dash Talk.
The mail never stops.
Here comes the mailman.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. The mail's here. When you control the mail, you control information.
If there's something strange in your league, who you gonna call? Sleeper Wire!
Oh my goodness, that was embarrassing. Alright, so we're restarting the show. Welcome to the Sleeper Wire Show. Today's October 11th, 2017. I'm producer Steve, and this is the live MailSack show. We're going to go through all your questions that you submitted to us, and we'll also take your calls live right now. 909-713-7030 is the number. If you want to get your question answered immediately, calling is the best way. 909-713-7030. I got Prophet Husein, Lucas, and Dirty Jobs helping us out tonight, answering questions. Guys, we have a caller. Should we start with that before we get to the questions in the mail sack?
Yeah, let's get right to them.
All right, let's do it.
You did say that was the fastest way, so.
It sure is.
Dirty.
All right, caller.
What's happening, guys?
Caller, welcome to the show. What is your name?
Brandon.
What's up, buddy?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
I have a question for a trade that I'm doing.
Okay.
I have a question for a trade I'm doing. So I fell victim to David Johnson.
Yes.
And losing David Johnson. So I've been trying to build back my team. I managed to get Kareem Hunt for Doug Baldwin.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah. So now I'm looking to get Alvin Kamara. I got offered Des Bryant and Isaiah Crowell for Kamara and Devontae Adams in a half PPR league.
So you'd be receiving Kamara and Adams, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make
this trade. Yeah, I would do it too.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Take care.
Good luck. Good luck, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you for our first call. Just want to remind you guys, if you're calling in and we're on the line, we only have one phone line. So after a call hangs up, feel free to try again. If we don't get your call, keep trying. We will try to get you on. Dudes,
no
jump into
switchboards yet?
No switchboard yet, but I'm working on it. I really am working on a multi-line system, so we'll get there eventually. But you guys are welcome to hop into the sack.
Yeah, we got Andrade 21. Is Derrick Henry droppable? I'm not a DeMarco owner. I mean, I have Marlon Mack, but someone dropped Sterling Shepard. Maybe Mack is droppable? What do you think, Dirty? Dirty Jobs.
Say that again. Sorry. I'm cutting out on
is
audio.
Derrick Henry droppable if I'm not a DeMarco owner? He says, I mean, I have Marlon Mack, but someone dropped Sterling Shepard. Maybe Mack is droppable?
I would lean. Oh man, that's a tough one. Because I have Derrick Henry on a waiver wire. He's available right now. I could just snatch him up. And the more I looked at just kind of the running backs I had, I just don't really like his opportunity. And what's happening over there in Tennessee, I'm really not excited about what's happening in that backfield either. It's just not going the way I'm liking it. So I think I'd actually rather drop Henry.
What about you, Lucas? How do you like that back file?
I'm right there with you, actually, because I like Sterling Shepard a lot. He catches nearly every ball thrown his way, and granted he's hurt, but he's going to be the only receiving option there other than Ingram, and he really is the way to go. I
like Shepard a lot. Mack, are you dropping Mack?
I would drop Henry before I drop Mack. I actually think that there's a much better chance that Mack takes over that backfield than Henry does, just purely off a talent standpoint. Purely based off of a talent and opportunity standpoint, Mack has a greater chance to take over that backfield from Gore. We've seen what Gore is. He's not getting any faster. They're going to get Mack the ball. So I think I'd prefer to have the upside of Mack and then the volume that inevitably Shepard's going to get.
Yeah, so you got Shepard. Don't go ahead and grab Shepard. I agree with these guys. Drop Henry and reap the benefits.
Hey guys, we got a call. We got a call. We're going to take this call real quick.
Let's go.
All right, and I hit the button, and I hit it again. And caller, I believe you are on the show. Hello, caller. What is your name?
Sounds like we might have just lost him.
They just hung up on us.
Yeah.
Man, it's ruthless.
From that 786 area
Take
code.
A call and just hang up on us.
Not sure
All
why,
right, well, we're
why
going to
we
go on to
can't
Young
hear you.
Willis call,
All
I
right.
guess. Go ahead and try to call us back, caller, though.
Yeah.
Young Willis wants to know, drop Cohen for Mac now?
Yes.
Luke?
I'm leaning yes on that question. I really like Marlon Mack's opportunity. I think he's going to do good this year. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. The coach is high on him, so I'm all in on Mack right now. And I think that you're asking about a less productive back. So yes.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dirty.
Yeah,
What about you, Lucas?
I like Mack as well. Mack, especially when Andrew Luck comes back, that's going to be a very high-powered offense, and that team's going to be a force to be reckoned with when they get all their pieces. I mean, their defense is so-so. It's good against the run, but that team with Andrew Luck there, team's not able to stack the box. Mack can catch the ball on the flats, too, and make people miss in space. So I'm quite the Mack fan. I'm not sure that – I mean, I'm not comfortable playing him weekly. Like, he's still going to ride the bench, but I definitely want him on my team just to see how this pans out.
Right, for sure. Definitely. Do we got a call?
We
Steve?
do. We did. We did. He just got disconnected there. But I think he might call back because he just called back like 2 times. So let's give him 3 seconds here and see. All right, move on to the next one. If he comes in, I'll just. Oh, here he is. All right, here we go. Caller coming in, and welcome to the show, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Steven.
How's it going, buddy?
Not bad. I kind of in a little mix
In
here.
what?
So I need a receiver and a running back. I got Devontae Parker, Latavius Murray, and I just picked up Adrian Peterson. But I also have Powell, who I'm pretty sure isn't going to play.
Right.
So it's kind of like a waiver question. Like I could pick up Gabriel. I know that P. Ryan's going to be starting.
Is Elijah McGuire on waivers?
No, he's
Okay.
Collins is. I have like Crowell. I haven't really trusted him lately though.
Collins could get a boost and workload. I mean, he produced another a pretty good game with just limited touches, and he didn't lose the ball. So that looks good. You know, he's pretty much him and Mike Wallace. They're pretty much one of the two of the most explosive pieces in the offense. They don't really have much else. What do you guys think?
I got to agree with you on that one.
I think I like his opportunity the best out of all of them. That's kind of what I would say. I dropped Crowell. He's just
oh man, yeah, he's
too much, man.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
too much.
You can't get much from him in a trade, and you're not really starting him. And man, this is the bye weeks, so this is where you figured, well, I'll just keep him, for the bye weeks, But it doesn't seem like you can use him now either. And now watch this will be the game where he goes off for you.
Yeah, it's like right in my lineup. I have Latavius Murray and obviously Adrian Peterson instead of Powell, but I don't really expect too much from him. But I guess Collins.
Yeah.
Second
is there
opinion
anything else you have? Any other options before you go?
Not really that are. I mean, there's a Gallman, but I mean he's playing Denver, so I didn't really trust him at all either.
Yeah, but Collins is fine though. I mean, Collins is ranked, top 20 in rushing yards with just those little bit of carries that he's had. If they give him a full load, and it could be this week, you just never know. And Buck Johnson would probably still have his passing role, but other than that, I think Collins is a good go.
Sweet.
He's been consistent.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, you guys.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. You want to go back into the questions, or we got another call?
We got one more. We got one more if you want to take it here.
Cool, yeah, let's take it.
All right, let me grab this one and put it in. All right, caller, I believe you're on the air. What's your name?
It's Curtis from Miami.
Curtis, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? What's up, guys? Quick question. I have a first one because of Diggs, so now I'm in the predicament where should I start Diggs or should I start Tyreek Hill this week? My other 2 receivers are Michael Thomas and Julio Jones.
You said Diggs or Hill?
Diggs or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I like Tyreek Hill quite a bit but I also like Diggs. I don't think that you can really go wrong. I don't foresee Diggs having an issue like that going forward. I believe Case Keenum will, we won't have to really worry about Bradford. I half expect them just to throw him on IR. I haven't read a report saying that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Keenum seems to be competent and is able to sling the rock enough to get fantasy value out of both Thielen and Diggs. So I don't think you can really go wrong here. I would monitor Julio with his hit, but it seems like he's a go. Personally, I would lean Tyreek Hill just because that team is hot right now. 5-0, Alex Smith looking good. Tyreek Hill really only needs the ball one time to give you a productive fantasy game, but we'll count on him getting in a few more than that. So I think I'm going to lean Tyreek Hill just slightly over Diggs, but I like Diggs a lot too.
Do you get points for punt return yardage or kick return yardage?
Yes.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill all day then.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I was going to lean Hill just because we've seen Diggs with the groin injury last year, and he's just not the same guy. So it's something to monitor. I mean, he did play the rest of the game, but it's something to monitor. He's just not the same at all when he's got that groin issue. So I think Hill is definitely safer, and especially with those bonuses.
All right, I got you. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, Curtis, man. Good luck this week.
All right, man.
All right. We got Brady's bitch. Is DJ worth a stash spot on my bench if I'm 2-3? What do you guys think?
David Johnson, not with the arrival of Adrian Peterson. They are going to be a no. If Peterson comes out and looks good and they give him the touches, which is what I think that they are going to do, then they're not going to rush. They're not going to rush Chris Johnson back from this injury. So I don't think so. Not right now, anyway. I mean, David Johnson. Yeah, excuse me.
You don't think so, Mike?
If I was 5-0, yes. 2-3, no. You need to start maneuvering these spots and start making these moves. Get some players that have good prospects. Start turning that 2-3 into a 5-3.
Yeah, and I think Mike, I think you had it right. I think we were reading on just our own group chat that the listeners can't really see often. But I think you had it good when you were just saying DJ's pretty much worth just a waiver position guy. So any guy that's on waivers, that's pretty much his value right now. So if you can go out and if you just picked up, he may not even be worth that much. Say you picked up Aaron Jones off waivers, you're not really going to trade Aaron Jones for DJ right now. So yeah, if you're 2-3, I would say trade him, but I don't know what you're going to get much for him. So that's why I brought that up. So no, if you're 2-3, no, I do like to have DJ, but not if you're 2-3. You probably need more help elsewhere.
Yeah, all right. I agree.
We got Lois is Einhorn. Or Lois is Einhorn. However you say that. Kamara or Hyde this week? Non-PPR. Dirty?
Kamara.
Lucas?
Say that
Quarles,
one more time.
You got Hyde or Kamara this week. It's a non-PPR.
Kamara.
And I'm going to go 3 for 3. Yeah, Kamara.
Yeah, I like Kamara a lot. This to me means that this is a more defined role. And Hyde, we don't really know what's going on with the hip thing. Breida got a lot of the touches last week. So just with the inconsistency that's going on there and Kamara being Peyton's shiny new toy. I mean, what did he have last game? 10 receptions?
Yeah,
he was 10 for 10.
Yeah.
And so even in the standard, I mean, the guy is so quick. He can make people miss. They're going to use him in the backfield. They're going to line him up. I like Kamara a lot going forward. And I'm not a believer in Hyde. He usually comes on real strong in the beginning of the season and then just disappears.
Well, and they just got rid of Adrian Peterson. So there's one less mouth to feed. So
Right. Yeah, so you're going to go with Kamara here. Hyde is probably going to lose his job soon as they just came out and said that they're going with the hot hand approach. All right, we got the Expendables. Matt Ryan or Alex Smith? Lucas?
Gosh, I mean, it's a really good problem to have. I think that I'm slightly going to, gosh, that's tough. I think
give me Matt Ryan at home against the Dolphins in a bye week, after a bye week, all day long.
Yeah, I mean, if Julio's looking good, I think you got to go Matt Ryan. But it's tough to sit Alex Smith right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going Alex Smith here. I've been loving some Alex Smith. The guy's been looking good. His lowest point game was 18. He had 2 weeks in a row. That's the lowest he's produced, and he's had some decent defenses. That he's played. Houston isn't any slouches. Those guys are all right over. Even though they did lose, a couple pieces last week, which hurt them. They definitely lost some pieces. But Alex Smith, man, he is a different quarterback this year. And he's playing angry, and he just wants to be the top guy, and he is right now in fantasy. I don't know how you can sit him.
That's actually fair. To me, you're still at a good problem. I just like the percentages of Matt Ryan at home, although
Right.
Kansas City at home against Pittsburgh, that's pretty tasty too. So flip a coin and you'll probably be okay.
You'll be pretty satisfied.
If it lands on its side, then call us.
Yeah, so just go to the rankings, which we provide. They're always up every Wednesday. We got new rankings up today, guys. Go ahead and sleeperwire.com. If we split here, you always go with the rankings, which we provide. We got another caller? No other caller.
No other caller right now. But if you guys want to call in, the number's 909-713-7030, 909-713-7030.
That's right. Keep it coming, guys. All right, we got Nathan Passwell, John Brown, Carlos Hyde, or Gabriel on my flex.
Mike, you can start this one off.
Oh, I really like Gabriel this week, just as to piggyback onto my point from the last comment. They've had a bye week. They've got rested up. They're ready to hit some people.
Lucas?
Yeah, I like Jerron more. I like Jerron Brown more than I do John Brown, and I'm not a Carlos Hyde believer. Gabriel is that kind of that X factor, that guy that can have a big game for you, but if he doesn't have a big game, it shouldn't kill you. It's a lot, it's kind of how I view the flex. Depending on the matchup, I want to go for that high ceiling. So I think Gabriel's a good person to have in there. Just be aware that he's someone that could, he has a pretty low floor.
Yeah, he can boom or he can bust for you. I'm going to go with Hyde here, but you guys are 2-1 in me right now. So go Gabriel on this one, Nathan's Passwell. All right, we got Sandman 25, Abdullah or I was about to say Lamar Miller. Latavius Murray. Oh, sorry, Abdullah for Latavius Murray. Make this trade?
No, I want to be on the Abdullah side of that.
Yeah, McKinnon looks like the better back there.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy to see, and we're going to move on. Pound Town T. Wolf Fuller or Jerick McKinnon in the flex?
Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, I too do Jerick McKinnon.
Will Fuller, yeah, you look at him, he's very touchdown dependent.
Very.
And he's
he
a decent
scoring too.
He does, and if you can guarantee me that he's going to score, 70% of his catches are going to be touchdowns, then I would tell you to play him
Against the Browns?
Yeah. I mean, Browns
bad.
They have an okay defense.
They really do.
And
so that would make me lean more towards starting wide receiver 2 off the team. Like maybe DeAndre Hopkins gets smothered, but they can't cover everybody. Lamar Miller should have a day too.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I'm still just I'm not. I would go Jerick McKinnon. I would.
Yeah. I just think that the workload safer for him. And a good offense. Definitely go on McKinnon here. I'm with Lucas. All right, and if we don't have any callers, Steve would interrupt me if we did. All right, Sandman 25. Punches or Sanders this weekend? Standard.
Punches or Sanders standard?
Yes, sir. Who you going with?
I gotta lean Funches here. Till he proves me wrong, I'm playing him.
I'm going. I'm going to go Sanders.
Got to go with my boy Sanders too. I'm loving Sanders. He only really had one bad game.
Well, and they're against the Giants this weekend too, so that does kind of make me lean. Because the Giants, boy, that's going to be an ugly scene. That I have 2 games where I'm facing Denver defense this week.
I have Denver defense.
Not excited.
I'm so happy about it. I just keep seeing my projections. It went from 12 to 14 to 19 points projected for Denver's defense. It just keeps going up steadily.
By tomorrow, it'll be mid-40s.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It'd probably be pretty accurate. They're going to have 7 sacks and 5 pick sixes. So
sounds about right. So is that what we're going with?
Yeah,
I think so.
Did you just make the change? Did you make the switch?
I did. You guys sold me. I'm like, man, they're going to be on the field a lot. That offense is going to be on the field for 59 minutes of that game. So, yeah, get Emmanuel Sanders in there.
All right, we got another one from Lois Einhorn. Martavis or Will Fuller this week? Oh, Martavis. Ooh.
Martavis, you're letting me down.
The same guys, though, kind of, no? Even though Fuller has produced more?
Yeah.
I think I like Fuller against Cleveland more than I like Bryant at Kansas City. But I want to say this real fast, is that I'm really excited about the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. I don't have faith that they continue to be this miserable with those weapons on that team. I think that they're better than this, and I think they'll be better than this weekend.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Martavis Bryant is overshadowed by the fact that he's on a team with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, but he is a freak athlete, and it's taken him a little bit to get back in shape, and in football form, just in terms of his mental game and everything else that goes along with it. But I got to go Martavis, and it's hard for me to hate on Will Fuller because I picked him up in several of my leagues, and I'm happy to have him. And I like Deshaun Watson a lot, but I'm having trouble trusting him purely based on the fact that his catches, if you notice them, if you go and watch, Will Fuller's catches are body catches. He traps it against his body. He's not someone that goes up and makes these crazy one-handed grabs. So it has to happen perfectly for him.
Right.
And his catch to touchdown ratio is just absurd. So it's hard for me to stay on a train that just seems like it can bust at any point. I'm waiting for that comeback to, reality where he has 3 catches for 25 yards and no touchdown. I got to go Martavis Bryant.
See, and I feel like a big part of that was you saw Ben Roethlisberger trying to force feed Antonio Brown, and that equated to 5 interceptions. Granted, Antonio Brown had a good
targets.
day.
Yeah, that's what you get when you pout.
That's it. He doesn't want to piss off Antonio Brown, so he just sits there and throws to him the whole game. I think they're going to mellow out. He's going to start spreading those targets around. He's going to start hitting Martavis Bryant because he was getting a lot of targets. Last week, nobody got very many targets except for Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I just don't think, as Lucas was alluding to, look, man, you started Will Fuller. If you came back and you were like, oh, Will Fuller's coming back, you plugged him in your lineup. You got 2 touchdowns. You got 2 touchdowns last week. Look, man, you won. All right, so just move on. I don't think you're going to get another 2 touchdowns this weekend. I'm with you guys. I'm starting Martavis. Just so for the law of the numbers.
Touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. It just goes upwards. It just goes upwards.
I don't really feel like you guys are very sold on Will Fuller. I know we have a lot of Will
Fuller
questions.
I like Fuller actually a lot. I just need to see more targets for,
fair enough. He's only getting about 4 or 5 targets. So, granted, he's getting 2 touchdowns on those, but that is true. That's not going to be a touchdown every pass. You're spot on.
Hey guys, can I interrupt with a couple questions here?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to knock through these real quick because this is another Matt Ryan question. We'll knock this one out real quick. Start Matt Ryan or Deshaun Watson this week?
I'm going to keep. Ooh.
That hot hand, I'm going with Watson.
Yeah, until he shows me otherwise, that boy's getting the start.
Yep.
Right. Sorry, that was Scass 62's question. All right, Tony Smooth 3854 asks, best tight end and defense to stream this week, currently running Ingram versus Denver and the Eagles versus Carolina. So I'm guessing like a tight end and a defense, if those are good, say good. If not, somebody that might be on the waiver wires for him.
What are the guys again?
Who are the 2 tight ends? I heard Ingram. Who's the other one?
No, he's got Ingram for his tight end and the Eagles defense.
Okay.
Eagles defense has been a little weak.
The only weapon.
Yeah.
I like Ingram, I guess. I just don't like that there's no one else. They're just going to clue in on him, I feel.
Ingram in a PPR, I'm okay with. I think he's going to get his targets in a standard. I don't think that he has more than 5 points. I don't see them getting the ball past the 50-yard line on Denver, as sad as that is to say this week.
Denver's really weak on the tight end, though. They haven't given up less than 10 points to the tight end yet.
Yeah, but that's against another good team that has several other options. That has several other options. San Diego, regardless of what their record shows you.
Yes. Los
I'm
Angeles.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for us all.
Regardless of what their record shows, they are a good team, and definitely their offense. And
what do we think about the Eagles, I guess?
Eagles started off really strong, but they've had some injuries on defense that make me a little bit nervous, especially in the secondary.
Carolina has been looking like world beaters. I mean, this guy looks good. He's got some fuel for his fire, and I don't know, maybe some more people talk badly about Cam Newton and comes out and have an MVP year. I don't know. He started off slow, but they're looking good.
I know there's a lot of
there's
a lot of questions. I'm sorry. There's a lot of questions about defenses streaming this week. And on the waivers in most of my leagues, I've seen Atlanta, the Redskins, the Rams, and the Bucks. Those are four options to me.
I like the Skins. I like against San Francisco.
Yep.
Okay, so over the Eagles this week?
Falcons are also available in a lot of leagues. I like the Falcons. I'm picking up the Falcons in a lot if they're available too.
Okay, so maybe a better start over the Eagles if you need to. All right, King Flacco.
Yeah, sure.
King Flacco asks, start Gillislee or Kamara standard?
Kamara.
All right. Atlanta or Jacksonville defense?
Jags are the number one defense right now, right? They're looking hot.
Got to start them.
I think the Lions might still be, but I think they're close.
They're playing
second.
the Saints. Yeah, they're playing the Saints. Jags look good to me. They look real good.
I like Jags. They're playing the Rams this week.
All right, that's all I got. Jump back into the mail sack. Sorry, guys.
No apologies at all. None at all. All right, Samble or Sam Bile. I'm not really sure how to say that. Trade Sammy Watkins for Amari Cooper. Yes.
I'd rather be on the Sammy Watkins side of that.
Really?
And I know you guys are going to call me crazy, but I think Amari
crazy.
Cooper's droppable.
That's
where I'm at with him.
Yeah, you are going to get called crazy.
Now you're crazy.
Because trade the guy.
Derek Carr may be back this week, and Amari Cooper has had seasons that he starts off just like this in recent history. Yeah. He starts off terrible, and then he comes back and was a wide receiver 1, even with putting up wide receiver 4 numbers for the first 6 games of the season.
Even giving you single digits.
Too much talent there. Who would you drop him for that is on your waiver wire right now?
Okay, maybe I wouldn't drop him, Lucas, but come on.
I just want to know.
There's nobody on my waiver wire that I would drop him on.
You truly dislike him, and that was your way of saying it. Look, I don't like Amari Cooper much when the season started as far as where his draft position was. I called him a bust back on our Sleepers and Bust show, before the season started. And he has been that, and that was purely because of his ADP. And I thought Michael Crabtree was the guy, and he is. But that doesn't mean Cooper is not usable. I would take this trade, even though you may not have to give up Sammy Watkins for him. So that's where I am. Maybe you don't have to give up Sammy Watkins, but what is Watkins doing? These are kind of like the same guys. Am I right? Like they're kind of. Yeah,
very
high ceiling, very high
ceiling. Sammy Watkins is like Amari Cooper that can catch.
No, but just very fragile, right?
Yeah, so
he made of glass.
He makes it up with the catch. All right, Hutchison 321. Rest of season PPR: Gallman or Crowder?
Ooh, PPR
Crowder. I like his upside.
Gonna go Gallman here. He looks like Lev Bell out there.
Man, I'm going to go Gallman just because they're going to force feed him the rock. It's going to be this Sterling Shepard and Gallman show.
Yeah,
and in PPR, Gallman's going to get 5 catches a game. So, and plus he's going to get 15 totes. So I'm going to go Gallman.
Yeah, I'm going Gallman here. I mean, they have nothing left to do but to take a good look at their rookie. They're 0-5, the Giants. So, I'm going Gallman here. All right, JR9. Have Watson as backup. Why do you have him as backup? He should be starting for you. Anyway, I'm going to go on to the question. Want to trade A-Rod to upgrade at quarterback wide receiver? Oh, that's why.
That would be like if you have Aaron Rodgers, you can bench him.
What are some players' packages to target? So he's trading Rodgers. What should he try to get?
So he's looking for a wide receiver.
Julio?
No, honestly, I'd want to go like Hopkins.
I'm saying value-wise, though, I think you could get like a Julio-style value. I wouldn't actually target him, but I think that's what Aaron Rodgers is worth.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, with Rodgers.
Guys, right? Stand by, guys. I just got a note from JR9. He said there's a typo in his question. He meant to say running back wide receiver,
Oh yeah, I see the QB / wide receiver.
Yeah.
So any
He meant to say running back,
wide receiver.
not quarterback. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, so for A-Rod, what it was, I mean, outside of the top 10 running backs, I don't think you're getting maybe not top 10.
But you
top
could get
8.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he's a good buy low candidate right now.
Yeah, you're going to be getting way ahead on that one. I think that's a top 10 that you could get.
What else are a couple good ones we could give them?
A wide receiver, you could target someone like a Michael Thomas. I would be I think I would be happy with that. For running backs, you're not going to get a Gurley or a Hunt.
No one's going to give up there.
Who else would you guys like to have?
Would you
maybe
take,
CJ Anderson?
Yeah, I was going to say, would you take like a CJ Anderson, Lamar Miller type? I
wouldn't do it for Lamar Miller personally because I think Donta Foreman
not straight up. Better, well, what if you get like Miller and I don't know, say like a top 20 wide receiver right now?
Yeah, if he needs that, if that's what he's looking for, is
or something.
Yeah, I mean, if he's looking for depth, just overall to fill up, but if he's looking for just one solid player that he can play every week to upgrade his lineup and the total points that he's giving every single week, I think that would be fine.
And I like the first answer you gave, which was D-Hop. So if you can go ahead and get D-Hop, I think that's a great get. And for running back, who did we like for running back for you to get?
Anderson.
Yeah, we liked Anderson.
Shady.
And Shady.
Or Shady.
Yeah, so target those guys. All right, Chief for 38. Since AP departed, does Ingram or Kamara get majority of the carries? What do you think?
I think Ingram takes a big step forward.
Right, I agree with you. I think Kamara has his role as a pass catching back and spelling Ingram.
Yeah, I think that with the Saints offense, they're going to run, that's going to be similar to kind of like an Atlanta offense where they are running a lot of plays every single week. So I think both of them are going to get their fair share of the ball, and they're going to wear out some defenses. So they are going to get some good yards per target, per toe to the rock.
All right, and I think Steve was trying to play double dutch and jump in.
Yeah, real quick, I got a question from Den Jack. Rest of season, he asked you to rank these running backs, 5-point PPR scoring. The running backs are Carlos Hyde, Mark Ingram, Amir Abdullah, and Lamar Miller.
Gosh.
I'm going to go Miller, Ingram, Abdullah, Hyde.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same, except for Ingram's going to be above Miller for me.
And I'm actually just going to full on agree with Hoos. I like that order. I agree.
All right.
That's it. That's all from me. No calls yet. If you guys want your questions answered immediately, 909-713-7030, 909-713-7030. Call in now.
All right. We got Prince of Philly. Joe Flacco or Goff this week? Who do we like?
Go in the Goffster.
The Goffster.
Goffster against Jacksonville. Oh.
Yeah, I'm still
Flacco versus Chicago. I don't think that's a much prettier matchup.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Chicago's been decent, but they are pretty banged up though too. So that's tough. Yeah, I think I go Goff. I think I ride the hot hand, although he did pretty crappy last week.
So go with the Goffster. Yeah, we like Goff here. Critch 5001. Sit or play Amari Cooper this week. Well, if we knew who else you'd be on your team, it'd be a little bit easier to answer this question. But I say play him.
Sit him.
I have him in one league. I sat him last week. I'm going to play him this week, regardless of who the quarterback is. I do have to deal with a little bit of bye week stuff, but I'm not upset about playing him. I'm just based off trends.
Right.
He started off slow.
Yep.
He's going to hit that game back. So I might miss it by a game, but I don't think so. I think these players, especially these ones that are like hyper competitive superstars, which he's an up and coming superstar. Right. When they get this kind of flack on social media from their teammates, from fans walking down the street that see them, and they're getting enough jazz, and this is all building up, and they're eventually just going to explode on the field and have a big game. And I think that might be this week.
This was supposed to be his year, guys. This was supposed to be Amari Cooper, third-year breakout. Draft him in the second round. Some people took him in the first because they're kind of cuckoo. But Amari Cooper, man, And Diggs ended up being Diggs ended up being the third-year breakout this year. A couple other guys did well too as third-year guys, but Cooper was supposed to come out and just be that guy. And what a letdown! I mean, some of us saw it coming, but no one saw it coming this much. But yeah, I agree with Lucas. I think you just start him just based off of just the law of numbers. I mean, he can't be this bad this many times in a row. I say start him this week.
That's what I said about Crowell last week, and this week I'm still high on Crabtree.
Yeah,
that's where I'm
true.
at.
Guys, we had a call. We had a call, but he didn't get through, and he hung up. So, do you want to try to call? Should I try to call him back?
Yes.
Call him?
Yeah, we're gonna call him back.
Call him.
All right,
nobody's doing that.
All right, let's call this son bitch and see if we can get him on the line.
Sleeperwire's calling me.
What radio station calls you back? Hey, caller. Hey, we missed your call, dude. We wanted to call you back and get you on. What's up?
I appreciate that. A couple of little questions. Number one, what's up with Willie Snead, man?
He's injured.
So he's projected to score like 15 points in my league. He's not a starter?
Projections, bro. Projections are literally like projections should go away in fantasy. That would be the best thing for fantasy football if they just went away and then just give the owners, you drafted these guys, play who you want to play. Look at the matchups, dude. You know, projections throw you off, man. They're so bad. I don't know. Do you guys expecting Snead to play?
He's limited. He's back at practice in a limited fashion. I kind of have a feeling he will play this week.
Look, even if he plays, he's one of those players that I want to see him perform before, because his suspension plus he's injured, and there are a lot of mouths to feed there. Yeah. We know that Ingram and Kamara are going to get a ton of touches. We know that Michael Thomas is going to get his. So then behind him, we have Brandon Coleman, we have Ted Ginn, we have Kobe Fleener. So there's just so many mouths to feed. So until he solidifies that role and takes it back and proves that it is his, it's not his role. He's just another guy that's out there fighting for the number 2 spot. And there's no signs right now that he's that guy. We know what he did last year, but it's a different team.
Yeah, good point.
Don't drop him, though.
I know he's staying on my bench until he shows his
just keep him there. Just keep him nice and warm there. Get him a blanket or something.
My other question is, I'm in a 2-quarterback league. My quarterbacks are Jameis Winston, Goff, and Flacco. I'm thinking of trading Goff for maybe Goff and Melvin Gordon. I got Melvin Gordon, C.J. Anderson, Doug Martin, and LaShawn McCoy. Thinking of trading Goff and one of my running backs for Breeze. You think that's a good trade?
Yeah, I think I'd do that.
One of your running backs, which running back?
I don't know, man. I'm not trading McCoy, man. And Melvin Gordon just blew up last week.
Right, yeah. I just keep waiting for McCoy to blow up, and he just keeps letting me down, and I just keep having the faith, and I'm just going to keep rolling those dice.
Yeah, you have to.
I would say you could maybe actually target something better than Drew Brees with that combo. You said C.J. Anderson and Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Does that sound more better than Jared Goff and Devontae Adams? C.J. Anderson looks more popular.
I mean, a running back is going to look more popular with all of the injuries now, and you having those 4 right now. I mean, you have 4 of the top, 20. And I don't know if you're in a 10 or a 12-man league, but there's people that are going to be desperate for that. And then
maybe target the Aaron Rodgers owner.
Yeah, it's just really going to depend on who's desperate.
Tom Brady, that could be another guy that's kind of had a couple of bad weeks where it's like, ooh.
It's not a bad trade, though. I don't mind the trade. I don't love it, though. The C.J. Anderson Goff one for Breeze. I don't love it, but I don't mind it at all. You're upgrading at quarterback here.
In a 2 QB league, though, I mean, I don't know. That's pretty solid.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's upgrading at quarterback. I just think Goff's been kind of okay,
that's what I've been thinking.
that's what I'm just like, why am I giving away depth when I have a serviceable quarterback? Because Goff has been pretty serviceable.
Yeah, you're right. So just let it rock out, like maybe another week or 2, and then see what happens.
I think I would. I don't love the trade because you have a good quarterback and you have a good running back that's depth, but also a very good running back. So I wouldn't like losing a running back. When you already have a producing, quarterback. I could understand if it was break. Sure.
Here's the question I'm going to ask: is how many of those 4 running backs are you playing every week? Are you playing 3 of them?
Well, it's a 2 running back slot and a 2 flex spot. So if one of them's on a bye, I'm putting somebody else. But all 4 of them are starting.
Yeah. See, that's another reason why you have 2 flex. That's another reason why I wouldn't do it. Maybe if it's 1 flex, I'd do the trade. But you got 2 flexes, you can flex both. You can flex both, or like you said, all of them. We'll start 2 and flex the other 2. So that's
Yeah, so it's a pretty nice system I got going on. All right, last question. What's Travis Kelce's stats? Is he playing or is he injured? Or?
Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce's in the concussion protocol right now. He tends to bounce back pretty quick from injury. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he came back in the game.
He did.
Cleared the concussion protocol in the game, but then they pulled him out just for safety's sake. And so I think he plays.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him.
You guys do this every week, this live show?
Absolutely.
Every week, buddy. Tune in next week, man. We'll answer more questions.
We also do it Sunday mornings as well.
Sunday mornings and every week on Wednesdays?
Wednesday night, baby.
Wednesday night. All right, guys. My name is Mike. You guys noticed me on the Prince of Philly. I'm going to start calling for now with any questions I got.
All right, man.
Awesome.
Keep it coming, man. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your night.
You too.
And just to kind of bounce back on his last question there, I really feel like you are selling high with Jared Goff and C.J. Anderson in that situation. I know I'm the loner on that, but I just don't feel like those. Baby. I mean, look at those defenses that they're coming up against, and look how Goff just did against a really good defense the first time he faced Seattle, and they basically shut him down. So
that game had weird. That game had weird game flow to it. Had that,
and it always does. Between those teams, they always play each other different, than what they portrayed for the season.
It just started real weird with that Gurley fumble to the pylon. Like if that's a touchdown for Gurley and they start getting momentum, I'm hard pressed to believe that that they don't win that game handily. But with the huge momentum swing like that, it just looked off from there. They started out strong and then they looked off after that. It just didn't feel right. So momentum's a big deal and it's hard to swing it back. I'm a big believer in that. So
huge deal.
You've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Giants. That's a gimme. That's a good game probably right there for them.
It has
and then the Houston Texans, the Minnesota Vikings, and then you get back to the Saints. But then you go to the Cardinals, Eagles, Seahawks again. I don't know. I'm just saying that's a tough schedule.
It is tough, but they're also the highest or second highest scoring team in the NFL right now. So
if Prince of Philly's still listening, I mean, you originally liked this trade, Lucas, and now it sounds like Mike loves it, especially since he hates C.J. Anderson and he wishes he was off his team. So it sounds like the two of you are saying take this trade.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that with the 2 QBs, that one of the flex, it's not 2 QB and 2 flex. I'm assuming that you get to play one of the QBs in the flex.
That would be a bit much, I guess, if it was 2 QB and a 2 flex.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm figuring. I mean, play those running backs, and I mean, I'm sure he has to have some wide receiver depth.
Right. That's true.
And
good points.
Hey guys,
I'm still standing hold though. But
we got another
caller.
Yeah, we got another call. If you want to jump in, or you want to wrap up real quick.
No, yeah, we spent time on this one.
He just. Oh, here he comes. All right, hang on. Let me add him to the call. 1 sec here. All right, caller. I believe you're on the show. What's your name? Hello. Okay, no caller. Caller, try back.
All right, I'm gonna jump into the Marlo G.
All right.
It says drop Latavius Murray for. Oh, drop Latavius Murray, drop Rawls? That's the question. Why are we...
I think he's asking which one of them to drop.
For who?
Right.
You're right. It is for if I was going to drop one of those two, I'm
Rawls.
going to be dropping Rawls.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
I don't like either one of these.
Right.
Guys.
Yeah, I don't feel...
I'm happy dropping either of them. I don't know what's on your waiver wire. I'm sure you probably just picked up Latavius Murray. Hopefully you didn't spend a lot of fab on him because McKinnon is clearly going to be the back over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe put a pretty bow on Latavius Murray and do your best salesman pitch and try to trade him or something like that. But yeah, both of these guys are the most unattractive ladies in the room. I'm staying away from both of these guys. So yeah, drop them both. There's probably better options out unless you're in a deep league. All right.
Guys, I I got a call. Sorry to interrupt again. I got the caller back. He is on the show right now. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
What's up, buddy?
Hey. Yeah, I'm actually a new caller.
Well, thanks for calling. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so I'm struggling here, man. I drafted David Johnson and then Gronk and Terrell Pryor and Stephon Diggs.
Oh.
And the only guy that I couldn't afford to get hurt was David Johnson. And that's, of course, the guy that got hurt. So I didn't really touch running back until much later in my draft because I was like, David Johnson could hold down my running back position for most weeks. So it got all the way down to James White as my number 2 running back.
Are you is it PPR league, at least?
It's half PPR.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And James White has actually been pretty.
No, yeah, he's been
He's not bad. He's not bad.
He's been very good.
Not as a number 1 running back, though.
No, not at all. But, I mean, you lucked out.
Yeah, so I got James White as my running back, Tariq Cohen, Wayne Gallman. Just picked up P. Ryan after I heard the news he's going to be getting touches against the 49ers. And then I picked up Vereen after I heard all the Giants receivers got knocked out.
Yep.
So, yeah, my running back situation is horrible. But I managed to pick up Deshaun Watson, who just kind of saved my season a little bit. So I have, still Diggs. Pryor has not panned out. I don't know.
What are you looking to do,
I just
buddy?
wonder if I should make any moves or anything because these are my guys. I don't know how confident I feel with this going forward, but I don't know what kind of moves I should make right now.
Look, man, you're back against the wall. What's your record?
My record is 1-3.
Yeah, you gotta make some moves, man. Don't be afraid. We had a do's and don'ts show a couple weeks ago, and one of the don'ts was, man, can't play fantasy afraid, and you definitely got to spice it up. You gotta. You can't be stubborn, and love these players, especially if they're not producing for you. You gotta don't just give them away now, but you definitely have some pieces that I think you can mix and matches and get some pieces that'll help you. I like Vereen. I think he's going to end up being the number 1 receiver pretty much on the team by default. And we saw that while they had just OBJ. And they were trying to figure out, if Marshall was going to work, and they were trying to work in Sterling. And they figured out Sterling's their best option, but Sterling's kind of banked up. And so I like Vereen. I like Gallman. You definitely need to make a trade. Who are you looking to trade here on your team?
Right now, the only guys that other people are interested in right now are Diggs and Gronk.
So trade Gronk, I would say. He has the highest value. And you can find a replacement. You could pick up Njoku or
Njoku. I was hoping you would say Njoku right there.
I would.
Just so
I would, buddy. So yeah, what do you guys think? Between Diggs, I mean, he's got to trade one of these guys, I think, because they do offer the highest value. And I think people are a little bit. I think they're still feel pretty good about both of these guys, Diggs and Gronk.
How locked and loaded are you at wide receiver? I don't think I heard you say your wide receivers.
Well, my wide receivers are Diggs and Pryor, and then I picked up a bunch of 3 guys with potential: Kendall Wright, Mike Williams from the Chargers, and Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace as usual. The other guys you're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm going to trade Gronk if I'm in your position because you're really not deep at wide receiver or running back. So Gronk is going to be the big name that can get you the most return value, and so make someone pay you for Gronk. He's a big name, and people usually overpay just to have him on their team. So I think that you'd be a lot better served getting a middle of the pack RB1 that you can use every single week, and maybe throw in, get them to throw in whatever tight end that they have, possibly if they have a decent tight end, get them to do a running back and a tight end for you.
Okay, what would you say is reasonable for a running back I could get for Gronk without underselling myself?
You're probably not getting, one of the studs. You're not getting Gurley, Bell, or Hunt. So you need to find in the next tier below
maybe
that.
Howard.
Howard, people are very low on Howard. I think he's going to come forward. McCoy is another guy that we've been talking about that's going to come on strong, that I think the owner may be getting frustrated and be looking to dump.
Doug Martin in a piece.
Maybe. I think that the Doug Martin owners, after they held him for 4 weeks, and then he's played one game and he looked good. So I think that people are going to be high on him right now. So Howard and McCoy, especially with McCoy having a bye this week, people are going to be, they're frustrated. He hasn't played that well, and he has a bye. So that's kind of around what I would target is going to be.
So you think Doug Martin would not be too low selling Gronk for?
I know. I said if you're going to get Doug Martin, you definitely get someone else. Lucas,
you can get two pieces.
Yeah,
you can get Doug Martin, but you just want to make sure that they are not overvaluing Doug Martin and trying to do Doug Martin straight up.
Straight up, yeah, because you don't want to do that. You could get probably like Doug Martin and maybe Golden Tate or something like that, and I think that you're coming out winning.
Okay, all right, yeah, thank you.
Not the
much.
sexiest, players, but they help you, and
they're serviceable. You can make this work.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a deep lead.
Thank you very much, guys.
So, good luck.
You're welcome, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Guys, we are at an hour already, so we need to speed this
up.
up.
We're going to
start rapid fire
through some of these questions. All right. MTIMO, Mac, Gabriel, or Thielen?
Give me Thielen.
Yeah, I'm going Thielen here as well.
I'll go with you guys on that one.
All right. We got Shui. Start Ryan Griffin or Kobe Fleener?
Fleener for me.
And I'm going to go Griffin here. I know he had that one bad game, but I still like Fleener. All right. We're going to go on to Raz Attack. Need to start 3 out of 4 names. But which one do I bench? Pryor, Jeffrey, Funches, McGuire. Lucas?
Gosh, that one's tough.
Pryor, Jeffrey, Funches, McGuire.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey for me, too.
Oh,
I think I had the same thought process that you did right there.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I'm going to bench Pryor here.
I think Pryor has a game this week.
Yeah, Pryor's a good buy low candidate right now. He's going to come on strong.
Definitely is. I just still want to see more of it, especially when Cousins has so many mouths to feed. He's like Breeze, but
at home against the Niners. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice matchup. It's a nice matchup. All right, Brady's a bitch. He's got another one. Drop Cohen or Fabrida, half PPR.
No, I'm not yet.
Nope. I like Breida. I like his upside, but I think he's still on the opposite end of the injury scope. Like he's not going to get a lot of playing time unless Carlos Hyde actually goes down.
Right, or is just underperforming heavily.
Like that.
I think we see more usage from Cohen going forward. Howard is still the guy, but they don't have many receiving options there. So I think that Cohen is going to be one of the better players that they can get the ball in his hands that's on that team. So if they want to be a better offense, they need to find ways to get him the ball more.
And I'm going to go Breida here, just off of very, very small sample size, but, seeing Trubisky in preseason and seeing him that last game, I think he's probably going to use Benny Cunningham a little bit more. Not a lot, but I think he takes away from Cohen a little bit. So I think we see that. So I'm going to lean Breida. I think he has a higher upside. What were you going to say, Mike?
When I was going to say, you know what? I totally forgot what I was going to say right there. I was looking at another schedule right here, and I was going to go off about something else. But, yeah, forget it. It went off into the Narnar land.
All right. Well, this is a question from SL. I'm not going to say the rest of it, but it's letters. It's a bunch of letters, guys. All right. Who are some of the players to target for the fantasy playoffs? So we're looking at schedules here, I guess, and we're looking into the futures. And based off the trends, who do we like? Anybody you guys find yourself looking at targets for weeks 14 through 16?
Give me a second. I was just looking at this earlier. I think is it Tampa or the Falcons I believe it's the Falcons that play the Saints in week 14 and week 16. So, I mean, if you could get your hands on Devonta Freeman, I would really like that.
Yeah, Freeman's a beast. If you could get your hands on him somehow anyway, I would do that.
Yeah, see, to me, it's always like I like to have the same players throughout the year, if that makes any sense. I don't like to look at the schedule too much because I feel like your players still play tough. Like you do have your situations. Yes, I get it. Like where, like say Jacksonville, Jacksonville might turn out to be a really tough defense to beat this whole season. But at the same time, I'm still not going to be like, well, should I trade out Antonio Brown because he has Jacksonville twice at the end of the year? I mean, I know he doesn't, but you know what I mean. Like in situations like that. So I try to play more week to week than look in the future.
I don't mind it. I find myself doing it every year, especially as my team starts to look more solid, looking like I'm definitely going to make the playoffs. I think it's still too early for you to be doing that, though. But if you're just taking a glance, Lamar Miller, he's got San Fran week 14, week 15. He's got Jacksonville. They've been good against wide receivers, but they haven't been the best against the run. Then he's got Pittsburgh, who also hasn't been the greatest against the run. Week 16, DeMarco Murray is another guy who's got a favorable schedule for the playoffs. If he can get it going. Mike Gillislee is another guy. He's favorable. Mark Ingram, favorable schedule. He's got Atlanta, New Jersey, Atlanta. Did we lose a caller? We lost someone.
No, sorry. No, you're good.
Okay. I heard something. All right. Well, yeah, those are some of the targets, I guess. As of right now,
it's like you said, it's still a bit early.
Yeah, it's still too early. I don't really like to look at that, but I mean, I
just feel like when I do look that far into the future, that when things happen like injuries or things like that, I find myself scrambling more and making worse decisions. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I like to play it more week to week. Who's the hot hand? Who's going to do what this week? And then I'll figure out what I got to do next week when next week gets here.
Yeah, and I would say if you're going to start doing that week, maybe around week 10 or so. Because like you said, you got guys get injured, and even that might be even too early. Like the last week of when you can trade. That's when you want to start doing it. All right, Marlo G. Crowell lost the starting job?
No.
No, he hasn't.
No.
All right, and then is Hyde losing his too?
Hyde is more in jeopardy of it, I believe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Crowell's role is what it is, even though in fantasy, if you're just looking at scores, yeah, Duke Johnson's number 9 in PPR leagues. Crowell is not really doing too much, but he has his role. Hyde, definitely agree. He could be losing his job, could be getting traded. We never know. Something's going to happen with him soon, though, I think. What do you think, Dirty?
Yeah, I agree. I think Hyde is, I don't know, he's not good. Things aren't looking good where he's at right now anyway, so hopefully something happens to get him in a better situation.
Yeah. All right, we got Breeze against Detroit or Deshaun Watson versus Cleveland. Chowder wants to know.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I think Breeze has a big week at home versus Detroit. If they were in Detroit, I would say Deshaun Watson without much hesitation, but I have a funny feeling that with AP being gone and them being at home and just coming out of the bye, I think we're going to see a pretty strong offensive game from them. So if I have Breeze, I don't think I can sit him for a rookie, even though Deshaun Watson's looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's breaking all types of records. But, yeah, I'm with you on this one. I don't really see how you can sit Breeze, and I don't know, I guess I'll be the old, stubborn man on this one and just go with the old guy instead of the youngster. But, yeah, I don't know how you can sit Breeze.
I won't fault you for playing Deshaun Watson. The guy's been putting up points for you.
Not at all.
But if it's my team and I drafted Breeze, likely, in the 5th round or wherever you got him, I'm playing Breeze at home coming off of a bye with Kamara looking great. Michael Thomas needs back in the mix as another weapon. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Detroit defense is the X factor for me. But
it is true. Detroit is very good. But
how'd they look last week? How'd they look?
Oh, that made me think Carolina looked great.
Yeah, and how?
You know what I was going to say earlier that I forgot
Carolina.
Real quick is, did you guys notice that the NFL announcers were joking around about Darius Slay covering Kevin Wright Kendall Wright?
I missed that.
They're like, man, they're in really bad shape. I mean, when you got Darius Slay deciding which of these guys to cover, and you could just tell he was laughing about it too.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. All right, we're gonna move on. We got a shit ton of questions left.
Not Slay, Rhodes. Gosh dang, my brain is just not there tonight.
I was all right.
Yeah, that good stuff. All right, Lisa's out. 19. Need a flex in RB1 or in 1 RB. I don't know. I have Parker, Latavius Murray, Powell, who won't play probably, or could pick up Collins or Jerron Brown off waivers. He also has AP.
I mean,
and an RB.
I like AP. If Parker's playing, I'm playing Parker. So for me, it's going to be AP and Parker. If Parker's not playing, I like Jerron Brown. I think that's where I'm going.
Go Collins and Brown. I think AP. Guys got to learn some stuff.
I say give that boy the ball.
Yeah, I just don't know if. I mean, Carson Palmer just slinging that thing, and I don't know if he's going to stop slinging it. So. AP's kind of just like that guy if they need to run the ball a lot, like they're trying to kill the clock, they're up, their defense did well, then they may give the ball to AP, I'm feeling like. I just don't see them giving them the ball, like, right away, 20 touches or anything like that. So I'm going to wait and see with AP and play Collins and Jerron. How about you, Mike?
I like Collins and Parker, and if Parker doesn't play, I like Collins and Jerron.
Yeah, and I said that envisioning that Parker's already out. Obviously, yeah, if Parker plays, I'm playing Parker. All right, Andrade 21. Do I drop Mac for Shepard? I think we answered his question earlier, or it was a similar one like that. What did we say? What did we say, Lucas?
It just, honestly, to me, it just depends if you need a running back or a wide receiver, because neither of these guys are you're running out to grab to start them immediately. They're both wait and see, being that Mac is still very dependent on what they decide to do with Gore. They don't have Andrew Luck back. So although I like Mac, a little bit hit or miss, I like Shepard a lot. He's really going to be the only – I kind of view him as a semi-elite talent, and he's the only one that even comes close to broaching that left for offensive weapons on that team. So I like Shepard quite a bit. I don't think he's going to play this week. And honestly – owning him, I don't want him to play this week. I don't want him to force himself against Denver on the road. Sit back, get healed, let the rest of your team take a beating, and, come out the other side of it and play some ball.
Putting my boots on this morning, it was cold, and I'm thinking that's not the time to be getting rid of running backs. That's my answer for that. Like, don't get rid of Mac. He has a lot of upside. He has a lot of talent, and Andrew Luck's coming back. That's going to be the better offense. That New York Giants, I mean, Sterling Shepard's good. I agree. He's an elite talent, but no, I like Marlon Mack better.
And I'm switching my thought process before I gave my answer because my thoughts were leaning with Lucas. But, yeah, it's a back. You can't really drop a back just given the landscape. Even though I do like Vereen a lot, and he's a running back, he's going to be very useful in the PPR. So I agree, don't drop Mack for Shepard. He's going to have a really bad game if he does play anyway, more than likely, because it's against Denver. So he's probably going to still be sitting there. Unless you're in like a deep league, then of course people are going to pick him up. But again, you have Mac, so someone's going to pick up Mac as soon as you drop him. I am. All right, we got GK SleeperBot. That's the guy's name, GK SleeperBot. I have a few. Reed or ASJ, Rob Kelly, Duke Johnson, or Ellington. And pick two, Fuller, Cobb, or Jarvis Landry. All right, so the first one, Reed or ASJ.
If Reed is healthy, you're going Reed. Against San Francisco, San Francisco's on the road, flying all the way across the country. If Reed's healthy, you're playing Reed. 100%. ASJ's not a bad backup.
Not at all. All right, well, what about Rob Kelly, Duke Johnson, or Ellington?
Well, we think Rob Kelly's out, so then it's just Duke Johnson or Ellington. Duke Johnson, I don't think had that hot of a game, but he's been pretty solid. I'm going to go Duke Johnson.
I'm going to lean Ellington here. Just because AP is a brand new running back and they just got rid of Chris Johnson, I think I like AP.
And what about Reed or ASJ for you, Mike?
ASJ for me on that one. I just don't trust Reed this year.
Well, I mean, yeah, he is hard to trust.
I mean, even when he's on the field, it doesn't seem. It seems like Kirk Cousins has forgotten he's there because he hasn't been there so long.
He's just trying to make it happen, it seems. So, and yeah, maybe he's just not that dependable. So yeah, I don't fault you for that, but I think I'd lean with Reed, and then I'm leaning Duke Johnson on this one, and then this final one, Fuller, Cobb, or Jarvis. What do we think on this one? I'm gonna go Landry on this one.
Fuller? Did you say Fuller, Cobb, or Landry?
Yeah. And he needs two, actually, so I'm going to go Cobb and Landry on it.
Same.
Yep, same.
All right. You got any more calls, Steve?
Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment.
All right. And if we did, or if you guys don't know, what's the phone number? 909-713-7030? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to move on then. We got Andrade with another question. He says, who's better this week, Martin or McKinnon, Standard League?
Ooh. So we have McKinnon at home versus Green Bay. I do like that. Man.
Martin at Arizona.
I'm
leaning McKinnon.
Leaning McKinnon.
Arizona might suck, but they do have a decent rush defense.
I'm going Doug Martin. I like Tampa. I like them a lot. I think they had an off game. I think they come out swinging. They've had 10 days to prep for this, and Arizona doesn't look that great to me right now.
Not at all.
So I do like McKinnon. So don't get me wrong. And Green Bay obviously can be run on, but I like Doug Martin right now. I think that team is firepower.
Good point. So you got 2 for McKinnon, 1 for Doug Martin, and go ahead and check out rankings out on sleeperwire.com if you're still not satisfied. All right, we got Fantasy Life 2 drink minimum, or FL 2 drink minimum, whatever. I don't know why I thought that was Fantasy Life 2 drink minimum, but whatever. How much longer do you hold on to Crowell? I still believe for now.
I'm a believer. I want to see what they do with Hogan. I mean, they seem to be able to move the ball with Hogan under center, right? Was that just me, or did they actually
they're doing that. They look like a complete different offense, and that's really great for Crowell, I think.
Yes.
Hogan just got to start the game. He starts the game. See great things for Crowell. Great things for Crowell.
Yep. Crowell's talented. Hold him. If someone dropped him, pick him up. You probably could use him on your bench with how many running backs are getting hurt. So there's not many people after these waivers are processed. If Crowell's out there, I guarantee you there's not going to be anyone with more upside than him sitting on your waiver wire in a 12-man.
Totally agree. Mike?
I dropped him today. I'm on the opposite end. I gave him last week to show me what he had, and that was just not enough. I mean, I like the workload, 16 for 69, but I think Duke Johnson takes over that backfield. I think he's faster, he's more firepower. I like Duke Johnson better. I do.
And you dropped him in a what? How many team league?
A 10-man.
10-man.
Okay,
all right. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Most of my answers are going to be assuming 12-man.
Would you do it in a 12, Mike?
I don't think I would. I think I'd keep him in a 12. I'm actually got him in a couple of 12s still, but I'm not holding on hope. He's sitting on my bench, and I just do not think that he's going to fantasy produce this year. I mean, hopefully he proves me wrong because I love Crowell. I think he's the better back, but I feel like Duke Johnson fits that offensive scheme better.
Yeah, we all did it coming into the season. Had him very high, very high. All right, 16-team standard league. Ryan Griffin, Jared Cook, or George Kittle. He's got more questions here, but let's answer that one first.
I'm going Kittle here. I really like his usage. I mean, the guy seems to be – I keep seeing his name, so –
yeah, I like Kittle, and if you guys follow me on Twitter, I called him as my sleeper to be taken off of waivers. I like to do deep sleepers every Saturday, guys who I think will go off of waivers the next week. So Kittle didn't do it the week I put him out, but I'm glad to see him get involved. It is San Fran, though, so I don't know how much you want to buy into that. And as great as he looked, I think I'm going to go Cook here. Lucas?
Yeah, I'm going to go Cook as well.
All right, then we got John Brown or Jaron Brown. Which Brown?
Jaron Brown.
John for me. I think he's the faster, better receiver.
I disagree. I think Jaron is the better receiver. I think that Jaron will also get more targets. John Brown got the touchdown last game, but, you know.
And then I'm going to go neither and say J.J. Nelson. J.J. Nelson's getting the yardage. Jaron's getting targets, but Nelson was kind of banged up his last couple of games. He seemed to be fine now. So I like J.J. Nelson a lot.
Just remember they were getting targets when John Brown was out.
Right.
He loves throwing to John Brown. He loves that deep route to John Brown.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a firm John Brown believer, and now that he's passed through all this injury, and hopefully it doesn't flare back up on him or anything like that. But man, I just love John Brown. God, it's hard to say those names. They're so close.
All right, well, you got Breida, Jalen Richard, or Alex Collins.
Say that one more time.
Breida, Richard, or Alex Collins. Jalen Richard.
Collins for me.
Collins.
It's for me as well. And then Titans DST or Chargers DST.
Who are the Titans playing again this week?
Titans have. Let me pull up in front of me.
Indianapolis.
They're playing Indy.
Indy.
In Tennessee.
I think I like Tennessee, but I think that I like the Redskins more if they're on your waiver wire.
And I agree with you.
Yeah, I think I have to agree here too. Although I think I was on the show on Sunday with the Break from the Grind guys, and they were able to answer the question better than anybody with this one, and that was just no. No.
Yeah,
there's got to be better out there on them waivers, I hope.
Sometimes you get those. All right, that was 4 questions from Alka0209. We got K Show 4. I have great receivers. However, my RB1 is Tevin Coleman. I would like to trade Antonio Brown to get an elite running back, given where the season is right now. Standard scoring league, who should I target?
Gurley.
Yeah, whoever the hell you want, man. It's Antonio Brown.
Right. You can get Ezekiel Elliott.
Tell him to give
you Le'Veon Bell.
Elliott, and tell him to make his mom bake you some cookies and bring them to your door.
Would you trade for Elliott right now, though? Would you give up AB with just not knowing?
Not knowing that looming suspension.
Okay,
Never
so
would I trade for.
Let's just make that real.
Maybe
clear.
not Elliott. We're just throwing names out there. Obviously, whoever you want. It's Antonio Brown.
Pick your poison. Chances are you're not getting Hunt.
You might be able to, though.
You might be able to get Hunt with Antonio Brown.
You might be able to get it. You might be able to get it. Make sure
just pick your poison.
Some cookies when she delivers the trade. All right, J Matt. Right? Oh wait, no, I lost my place. Where was I? Any calls?
No, you're right. You're right on it. J Maddox.
All right, J Maddox. All right, who is better handcuffed, Zeke? For Zeke, McFadden or Morris, and I'm going to say Morris just based off of who he was playing. But McFadden could be that break the glass type of guy. Zeke suspended. Let's break the glass now and let's throw him out there. Keep him safe. Could be that, but I'm going to still say Morris.
Yeah, I like Morris more here. He seems to be getting the activity even when Zeke's there. So
yeah, I'm okay with it.
All right, and anybody just think that I don't know to say when, but if Zeke does get suspended, it's just Streeter, McFadden, Morris. Sorry, not Streeter. Rod Smith.
Yeah, it'll probably be a 3-headed monster.
At least for a week or two until they.
Yeah, until somebody kind of proves himself as the more formidable back. Which to me, in that scenario, I think it's going to be Alfred Morris.
Right. All right, we got Dio. Pick 2 wide receivers. Yeah, pick wide receiver 2. Half PPR, Watkins, Gabriel, right. Ooh.
Watkins and Gabriel.
Yeah, I agree.
And you got 3 times the charm. It's the one. Your thoughts on Devin Funchess and Gabriel this week as far as performance and matchups?
I like him. I like Gabriel, especially with the week off at home. Julio's not being Julio, but I do expect that to change. But I think there's still plenty of mouths to feed there in Atlanta, and I think Matt Ryan will be more than happy to feed them.
Yeah, and Funchess, the Philly secondary has looked pretty weak. Cam has, the Panthers have been looking pretty good. I just feel like these Thursday night games, they just kill me. I know there's statistically not really any evidence to go off of, but Thursday and Monday nights just always seem screwy to me. Very much more unpredictable with the short week. Teams don't have as much time to prep, could still be a little banged up. I think that there's just a lot more unknowns and a lot of information that we're not able to garner like we would with having Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for a lot of these other games. So, gosh.
I just know I like them both.
I like them both. I think that Funchess probably has a higher floor, as weird as that is to say, right. And I think that Gabriel could just throw up another 20-point game. So if you're looking for a higher percentage chance of 10 points, I would go with Funchess.
Hit the nail right on the head. Couldn't say it any better, so I'm going to move on unless Mike has anything else to say.
Go ahead.
All right, Demolisher. My ribs. My running backs. I guess he typed in ribs. I don't know. My running backs include Bell, Freeman, Martin, Kamara, Gallman, Gillislee, Mann, and Henry. Just lost OBJ, though, so all I have is Keenan, Hogan, and Funchess. Should I drop a running back for someone like Hurst? No.
Oh, trade, boy.
Or
trade.
Yeah, man. You gotta pick up that phone call, man. Pick up that phone, make some calls, and
be social.
Yeah, be
Stack
very
2
social.
for 1.
Yes, we love a 2-for-1s. They're
And
very
then
nice.
grab Curse off the waiver wire.
Yeah, there you go. But don't drop. Can he drop Henry for Curse? I guess.
I mean, he could. I would still rather with the depth that he has, though. Make a trade.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
make your starting team
DeMarco
better.
Murray.
You have a lot of depth. Make your starting team better.
100%. That's where I'm at with this. Definitely don't like dropping running backs anyway to begin with. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with these guys on that. And then he says, mainly thinking for week 9 when Hogan and Keenan are on bye, but also rest of the season if that changes anything. It doesn't for me though.
No, me neither.
No. All right, cast PPR wide receiver help. Sit 2 from these wide receivers: Hilton, Diggs, Hogan, Fitz, or Michael Thomas. We're sitting 2.
Whoa, I don't want to sit any of those. I don't think.
I don't want to sit none of those guys.
Say it again.
He's got Hilton.
No,
Diggs.
can't sit him.
He's got Hogan. He's got Fitz. He's got Thomas. You can't sit none of these guys.
I'm sitting.
I'm sitting Diggs, I guess, since he's a little banged up. And
who's Arizona playing again?
Zona. Those boys, Arizona.
Am I blanking?
Arizona, Tampa Bay.
I'm sitting. Wow, you guys aren't gonna believe this. I'm sitting Hilton and Diggs. Believe it or not.
I was thinking the same thing.
What were the other 2 options? Hilton, Diggs, and who again?
Hogan. I don't think you could sit Hogan. I mean, he's number 5 in
Jets,
PPR right
really
now.
Can't.
I'm just not sitting Hogan ever right now.
Yeah, I mean, is he? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's like top 5 in yardage right now.
Top 5 in production. Period.
Yeah, period. Yeah, so he's the number 1 wide receiver, and that's not going to stop. I mean, he's got the best quarterback throwing him the ball, and then Fitz in PPR. It's a PPR league, so I don't see how you sit Fitz. Yeah, I guess I'm starting Fitz and Hogan out of these guys.
And Thomas. Michael Thomas.
Yeah, right, and Michael Thomas, yeah, because we're sitting 2. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
This is tough, though, man.
Those are good problems to have. Those are very good problems to have. I would not argue with you if you chose a different 2. But with Brissett being there, if it were luck, I would have a different answer. But I'm choosing the wide receivers on teams that seem to be a little more inconsistent.
Right. Yeah, and Cass, you probably want to make a trade. I mean, you don't need this many elite wide receivers.
I mean, it's just like, what are you trading for?
I mean, I have a league like this too, where I'm just super stacked at wide receiver, and I'm just like, what am I doing? All of these wide receivers.
Yeah, I
can't even do it.
I made a trade today. Maybe you guys will tell me how I did. I traded away Mixon, Gillislee, and Keenan Allen for Jordy and McCaffrey.
Oof.
Nice.
Now, this is a half-point PPR. I already, I was sitting there and I have C.J. Anderson, Doug Martin, and Ezekiel Elliott. So I was with Mixon and Gillislee there. I was just killing myself trying to figure out who to start.
Right. Exactly. And this is this is why I'm mentioning this to Cass. I know you must be having that same issue. You have to be. I mean, right now we're saying sit.
That's
Hilton
why you're
and
asking
Diggs.
us.
Yeah, but you're saying
you're here.
And we're saying sit Hilton and Diggs, but these guys could blow up.
Yeah.
It could be Fitz, and because this is such a great problem to have, but you should probably consolidate. That's the best thing you want to do, especially towards the playoffs. You want to consolidate so you're making it's basically less automated, and that's the way I kind of like to play fantasy anyway. I'm such a lazy fantasy player. I want to consolidate and just automate my life. Guys, I'm just like, I'm never going to take these guys on my lineup, regardless of anything.
It makes it a lot easier to play that way when it's more or less done for you.
Yeah. All right. We got Ennis Chowdhury. Right. Trade Devontae Parker plus Willis Snead for T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, give me T.Y. Hilton all day.
Yeah, I like Devontae Parker a lot. So, but I guess,
I like Devontae Parker a lot, but T.Y. Hilton's elite level to me. Like, I like Devontae Parker hit or miss type stuff. I just don't. Yeah, give me T.Y.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like it as well. All right, Achilles, drop Austin Hooper for Hunter Henry. Yeah.
Yes.
I like Austin Hooper.
Or get out of here, Hunter Henry.
What do you like about him?
Just the opportunity and the fact that he's a Falcon, and I just really haven't seen a lot out of Hunter Henry. A lot of usage that I really like this year.
The opportunity.
He's had a couple of games. He's starting to get involved in the mix, but I still think Cooper's the better tight end. I've been high on Cooper even during the draft, though, too.
I'm just going to have to disagree with you on that one, but yeah,
Alone in Garbage Island.
Yeah, definitely are, man. I got to go with Hunter Henry here. I mean, he did fine last game. I mean, what did he call, like 3 balls? I think he scored.
He got in the end zone.
Yeah.
When they start getting on the same page.
Yeah, it's still early in the season. A guy just has way too many options. But once they start to figure out who are the better options, the more secure, safer options, Phillip Rivers is going to figure it out. And I think Henry is one of those guys. All right, Chaos Onion. Is Julio Jones worth the first-round grade due to his high week-to-week variance in scoring?
I'm going to say no. Not based on his performance and how injury-prone he's been. It's tough to say that, but if you look, 400 yards in 2 games last season, and then how many games did he have under 10 points? Like, for wide receiver 1 for me, I want a guy that I'm going to stick out there, and I just know that I get to block in double-digit points for this player every single week, and then he's just always going to be there. In between game flow, him getting injured, I'm just not happy with Julio Jones. And I know that's tough to say, but,
I was saying that during the draft, that he's a tough guy to own. He leaves you hanging a lot, and when he goes off, you love him. But he only does that once every few weeks, and so I'd rather have Jordy Nelson. I mean, there's AJ Green, OBJ.
Yeah. See, I didn't have the balls to draft AJ Green before Julio, but Julio was my 4th receiver. I actually had Jordy as my number 1 going into this year with AB and OBJ following him.
Right.
I thought Jordy would be the number 1 by the end of the season. So we'll see if that ends up happening or not. I mean, it's tough to bet against AB, but I just felt like being different. So.
Yeah. Julio Jones. Yeah. He's a tough guy. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else to say, I guess. JVB, start 2.5 point. And once I scroll down, I will tell you which 2 he wants us to start. All right, Martin, McKinnon, White, or Crowell?
Martin and McKinnon.
The dog agrees.
Yes. That was dog approved.
Okay, what do we got next?
All right, we got OBJ 15. Wants to know, with the bye week of Zeke, do I start at my running back, standard scoring Ingram, McKinnon, Blunt, Gore, or Powell?
So he just needs one of these?
It says 1 and 2 standard scoring. So I guess, he needs 2.
Okay, so read them off to me one more time.
So you got Ingram, McKinnon, Blunt, Gore, and Powell.
I'm going the first 2. Mark Ingram and McKinnon? Yeah.
Same here. Yep, that was the first 2 that I thought of, too.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same. And then he says, and should I flex out of the bunch Snead, Pryor? Oh, that's it. Snead or Pryor?
Pryor.
All right, JVB, is too early to stash Luck. No, you got to stash him now.
Hell no. This is the time.
Now is the time. That is correct.
All right, and Captain Kirk wants to know, Hunt or Fournette, full PPR rest of the season? Full
Hunt?
PPR.
Is that a question?
Yeah, Hunt or Fournette. I guess it's just...
Both.
Look, I mean, I like both, but which one's on the better offense? You got Blake Bortles, you got Alex Smith and undefeated.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that... I've been hearing a lot of trade rumor about Eli Manning becoming a...
I've been hearing that
Jaguar.
too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hard to say. Who really knows? I had a premonition that Adrian Peterson was going to get traded to the Cardinals, and it happened.
Right.
New prophet.
New prophet.
Hey, guys.
FH.
Can I jump in real quick?
Call?
Yeah,
Sure.
not a call, actually. This one's from the Mixler chat. Donald D asks, any concern about Melvin Gordon? He keeps hearing about knee issues and the heavy usage.
Yes.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster. How important is it to grab Eckler?
Eckler? Yes, very.
You know about this guy, Hoos?
Yeah, man, that guy is good. And
he had a touchdown last game they played, right?
Yeah.
2 games ago.
2
ran a
games
nice
ago.
one right up the middle.
Yeah,
he looked quick. He looked
very
good.
quick. And then he had another opportunity to vulture again. He just didn't get in.
Yeah.
So they like him, and he just seems. I don't want to say he seems better because we saw little to no sample size. I mean, we didn't see much from him, but I really like the guy a lot. I think he has a little bit of confidence issues. He doesn't seem to be the most confident guy, but he's got a ton of talent, it seems. And yeah, I really would worry about Melvin Gordon, especially after he had that great game. I'd say now's the time to sell him.
All right. He also asked real quick, rank these tight ends going forward: Austin, Safarian-Jenkins, Ed Dickson, and Kittle. What do you like? 1, 2, and 3.
Dixon, ASJ, Kittle for me. Dickens.
I actually am going to go ASJ, Ed Dickson, and Kittle.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Lucas.
All right, just a little housekeeping. We got about, I want to give you guys 15 more minutes just to make it even 2 hours, I guess.
Wow. Yeah.
So actually, we
love
have,
our fans.
Yeah, we have like 17 minutes. So just plow through the rest of these. We hopefully can get to all of them.
All right, let's just speed to him.
Yeah.
All right, Dunning H. What can I get for Abdullah? Either Macklin or Crowder?
Probably.
I'd shoot higher.
I think I like Macklin.
People are desperate for running backs, so I would shoot higher. Take advantage of it. I do like Macklin, though.
Yeah, you could probably get higher. Then I don't really like either of these guys. What would you have to say about that, Mike? I missed it.
No, I just said, you could probably get higher because people are desperate for running back.
Big Blue 212. I'm in a dilemma. Got Funches, Jeffrey, and McCaffrey. I obviously don't want to start all three on Thursday night, especially since they'll be flexing. Would you start Alex Collins over Mac or Mac over McCaffrey? No.
No.
All right.
Nope,
and,
don't worry about it. Play your players.
The Sayer, or the Sayer, whatever how you say that. Who should I trade at wide receiver? D-Hop has been killing it, but prior busting. I need a solid wide receiver. My team is Jameis Winston. My team is quarterback Jameis Winston /stream. Oh, and then he has a bunch of the rest of his team down here. Shady, Howard, Martin, Buck, Allen, Ellington. Then his wide receivers are Hopkins, Thielen, Sanders, Pryor, Snead, Shepard, streaming defense, streaming kicker.
So
think
what is
I should trade. He says, think I should trade. Yeah, when we finally get into it. I think I should trade 1 of 3 of RBs, all top 15 for a solid wide receiver. Just don't know who and whether to try to package any of them together. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, grab a wide receiver and a running back and go after one of the better wide receivers. See if you can get your hands on Hopkins or Jordy.
He has Hopkins.
Oh, well, shoot, man. See if you can get Jordy or maybe Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is exactly who I was thinking.
Yeah, and I think he's fine here.
Yeah, I like his team,
Yeah, I mean, you got Hopkins and Thielen.
I think you're in the mid-season just jonesing for a move is what it sounds like. Yeah. So if you can get, if you can get Nelson, go for it. Love me some Jordy. Maybe, if you can get your hands on AJ, but he's the number 1 wide receiver right now. So maybe after he's cooled off from this bye coming up, see if you can get a hold of AJ. But like the really, really elite ones, there's only, a couple of, like, I'm not going, Cooks is up there, but I'm not going after him.
Right,
Antonio Brown's going to be expensive, but maybe you can get him from someone.
Maybe you get Hogan.
Yeah. Yep. Gosh, it's tough for me to give up a lot of value for Hogan, even though the numbers are there.
Right.
That's just tough for me to mentally get over. And I have Hogan. I drafted him in almost every single one of my leagues in like the 12th round. So, people just let that one slide.
All right, and then so we're gonna move on because did we answer this guy's question? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right. Are Cohen, Powell, McGuire droppable for stash players like Mike Williams or Corey Davis?
Well, he has Powell and McGuire. I think I would choose one of them.
I guess he's backing one up, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if that offense is good enough to roster.
No, I don't want both of those, especially with we don't know when Forte's coming back. So Powell's the guy to own.
And who are you picking up, Corey Davis or Mike Williams?
Mike Williams.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm going to pick up Corey Davis. I still think he's worth a stash once he's healthy.
Gosh.
You said Corey Davis. I was thinking Corey Coleman for some reason. Yeah, Corey Davis is for sure worth a stash.
Yeah, Mike Williams is just way too many mouths to feed there. And all right, Joshua Godwin. Do I start Ed Dixon or ASJ as my tight end stream of the week? Let's say
Dixon.
Yep.
I'm going Dixon just because the secondary is so weak right now for Philly, and Cam's just been slinging it, and he doesn't look like he's the Crypt Keeper right now. Ed Dixon, even though he's old enough to be Crypt Keeper's dad. But
yeah, he's definitely watched the shows. He definitely grew up watching the shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Cactus Jack, ASJ or Evan Ingram, full PPR.
ASJ. Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the Broncos when we're talking about tight ends.
Okay, full point. Yeah, you persuaded me.
I'm gonna go ASJ here. All right, Ricky bruh, should I move Alshon Jeffrey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe wait until he has another good game.
Shoot, I mean, it depends on what you can get for him. I mean, if you can move him for something decent, yeah, move him.
Right, yeah, for sure. I just don't know how much you're going to get from him right now. He's kind of low.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of vague, isn't it?
Yeah. Brown Pat 3, start consistent Alex Smith or chance Cam Newton?
Chance Cam Newton, he's been killing it. Chance him.
Yeah. I mean, I still like Alex Smith.
I'm playing Smith. Yeah.
Hey, guys, one question real quick.
Sure.
We gotta revisit Big Blue 212 real quick because we didn't get him a good answer. So he's the one that had Funchess, Jeffrey, and McCaffrey, right? And he said, "Would you start Alex Collins or Marlon Mack over McCaffrey?" I believe we said no to that.
We did say no.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Did we cover Fuller or Jerron Brown over Alshon or Funtress?
I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah, we missed that part. So would you start Fuller or Jerron Brown?
I'm going Jerron Brown over Jeffrey.
Over Jeffrey, okay.
I start Jeffrey.
I think I would too.
All right, so 2 for Jeffrey, and Funchess obviously starting then in that case?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys are saying start Funchess, Jeffrey, and McCaffrey, all Thursday night players.
Yeah, we answered this question. I don't know why he said we didn't.
Oh, I think we missed the second part. I just want to make sure we got
start
it.
your starters.
Okay.
Yeah, get your guys in there. I mean, it's unfortunate that they all play each other on Thursday night, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go with a lesser player of value.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck this week, buddy. All right, we got Mastron, Cam or Deshaun rest of the season?
I like the veteran. I got to go with Cam. Although I like them both, but I like Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a really tough one. I'm going to Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Lucas here. All right, we got Ben Parisi. Who should I trade for? I'd be giving up James White and Demaryius Thomas, Alvin Kamara and Will Fuller, Carlos Hyde and Pierre Garçon. You're giving up all these guys? I don't know.
I think he's giving up James White and Demaryius Thomas for.
Oh, okay, for Alvin Kamara and Will Fuller, and then it also says Carlos Hyde and Pierre Garçon. I don't know. This is a separate trade, I guess. I guess he has 2 trade offers: Alvin Kamara and Will Fuller, and then he has Carlos Hyde and Pierre Garçon. Which trade do you like more? Or would you just keep Thomas?
I want Kamara.
I'm keeping Thomas.
Okay.
If it's a PPR, I'm keeping White and Thomas.
Yeah,
that's fair. I like Kamara a lot going forward.
I do like Kamara a lot. That's why I thought about it a little bit longer. All right, Vlad44, with Forte practicing, is Elijah still going to get the start? Rest of the season, is Elijah a good player to have? Well, we haven't seen enough of him, but I do like him if the opportunity is there. I mean, they are rebuilding, so even if Forte is there, I still think they're going to give Elijah a shot.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I mean, I think when Forte comes back and he's healthy, that he's taking a bunch of the work. I just do. So I'm just not super excited about any running back in that backfield right now.
Very fair, very fair. It is it's a big mess. It's a big mess. All right, eGlory X. What to expect value wise in a trade for Diggs?
Now is not the time to do it. You need to do it after he has another good performance if you are going to. I assume you're not looking for another wide receiver and that you're trying to pick another good performance, and he's still a top 3 wide receiver. I don't. You're not going to be able to target one of the top 3 for him, but I do believe that you'd be able to get some of the players we've mentioned earlier, such as a McCoy or Anderson. Who else did we talk about? Howard. Yep, those are kind of the guys that I'm.
Yep, I'm right in the same zone.
And maybe you get Gordon from an owner that just like this last game, but is still kind of worried about him.
Yeah.
But that would probably cut it off. The highest you're going to get is there. All right, PPC. Okay, I've lost my running back depth. I'm hanging on to Chris Carson, and Perrine is available to grab. Who would you start? I don't know what the rest of your team is looking like. So Chris Carson is on injured reserve. And I guess if you're going to grab Perrine, start Perrine, because that's all I've got left in this question.
Right. Yep. I'm going to start Perrine over IR Chris Carson every time.
Yeah. Do you disagree, Lucas?
No, I'm not playing an IR player. I think you guys hit that one on the head.
All right, Josie and Brissett or Simeon?
Simeon.
Guys,
against the Giants, come on, at home, come on.
Yeah, yep.
That last one, I think, had a second part that got truncated and bumped to another question underneath. I think you put it in 2 parts. So what was that username?
PPC.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
All right, as you look for that.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, because he did have some players that he listed, and it was a second question. I didn't know it was part of the first one. Go ahead.
Cool. All right, E-Glory-X, he's got another question. Would you do Mike Evans or Dez 1 for Diggs?
If
I think I would. I'd rather have Diggs over both those guys.
I'd rather have Evans.
I'd rather have Evans, but I think I'd rather have Diggs than Dez.
Because do you really want Diggs with Evans? Like, I like the Winston Evans connection a lot more than I do Keenum Diggs, even given what's happened so far this season.
I just don't. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of mouths to feed, and Evans is going to have a down season.
I mean, it's down compared to last season, but I think I still want Evans going forward, I think.
I do too.
All right. So keep Evans, even though I like Diggs a little bit more. But if it's for Dez, you can trade Dez for Diggs for sure.
All right, guys. I think I found the second part of PPC's question. He's asking who to start over Jordy. He has Evans, Jordy, Moncrief, and John Brown. I don't know. This is part of a conversation he was having with somebody else. So, in a standard league, rank these 4: Evans, Jordy, Moncrief, and John Brown.
Jordy, Evans,
Brown, Moncrief.
Moncrief and Brown to me are just both kind of. I'm not playing either of you.
All right, but you're not starting either one of those over Evans or Jordy, right?
It's not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
I don't know why this is a question.
I think it was part of a conversation. I was trying to put it together. All right, sorry, continue.
J.D. Johnson. Should I trade Derek Carr, A.J. Green, Jimmy Graham to receive Aaron Rodgers, Larry Fitzgerald, and Greg Olsen in a 2-quarterback league, PPR 6-touchdown league? I own Antonio Brown and Keenan Allen already. My quarterbacks are Russell Wilson, Dalton, and Carr.
Okay, so who for who?
Carr, Green, and Graham.
Okay.
And he's receiving Rodgers, Fitzgerald, and Olsen.
Yes, I'd do that all day.
Who is the third player? Olsen?
Right.
Yeah.
Who's coming back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, with a 2-quarterback, 6-point per touchdown, I want Rodgers, and I'm just not. Yeah, let someone else deal with Carr.
Yeah, and it's a PPR too, so that's what seals it for me. Seeing Fitzgerald in this trade. If it's a standard, I think it'd be tougher for me.
The 6-point for a QB getting Rodgers is what matters,
right?
In that trade. So
and the PPR as well. So
and I can hold on to Olsen and stream tight ends till he gets
100%.
back all day long. So that's a great uptake here in like 2 or 3 weeks. So
right. We got MJack88. Who wins in a full PPR? DT, Emmanuel Sanders, and Cooper.
Emmanuel Sanders.
I don't really follow that.
He must have said DT, Emmanuel Sanders, or Cooper. Who's the better PPR play rest of season?
Oh, okay.
I still got to give a slight edge to DT.
I'm gonna say Sanders.
Yep, that's where I'm at. Sanders.
Yeah. All right. B60. Watson or Wentz standard?
Ooh.
Rest of season this week.
Doesn't say.
This week I'm going to say Watson.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go Watson.
Philly and Carolina. And Thursday night. Just
And I'm
Watson
gonna go
at home against Cleveland. Yum, yum.
And I'm going to go Wentz here. I think Watson has a come down to earth game. And Wentz has been doing what I think he can potentially been doing all season, or what he could potentially do all season. I think he's the safer guy here. Cam or Deshaun rest of the season. I think we did this.
We did. I said Deshaun, but it's close.
Right.
And I said Cam, but
All
it's
right.
close.
Yes. And I think I agreed, and I said it was close. Drew Peanuts. Elijah McGuire.
Way to put your neck out there, bud.
Ty Montgomery or Latavius Murray. All right, hold on. Drew Peanuts, Elijah McGuire, Ty Montgomery, Latavius Murray, Amari Cooper, and Sammy Watkins. I need a flex and a RB2, 14-team PPR.
Sammy and who are the running backs again?
He's got McGuire, Montgomery, Murray.
Well, Montgomery's probably not playing this week, right? So rest of season, I still like Montgomery, but with him not playing, we're looking at Latavius and McGuire. Sure, McGuire.
Working against struggling Patriots offense. Defense. It's a rivalry game. If it gets out of whack, that's where it could hurt McGuire. But he catch a few passes as well. So I'm going to say McGuire and Watkins. All right, D Breezy, Hyde or Mixon rest of the season.
Mixon. Not even close. I don't think.
Yeah, not even in the same book.
Yeah, I guess I'll agree here. And your Reator? I'm not sure how to say that.
Your
7? Tevin Coleman or Alshon for Adams PPR.
Give me Adams.
Yeah. I kind of like Tevin Coleman. Yeah, Adams, but I like Coleman.
Yeah, I don't want to give up Coleman, though. I think I'm keeping Coleman and Alshon just because wide receivers are tough to come by. Yeah.
I just really like Devontae Adams.
Oh, I love him. I said he was going to be a top, number one wide receiver coming into the season. And it didn't look like it coming in, but it's starting to look like it now. So I'm glad that's looking to come into fruition. All right, Katie Lee, half point PPR, flex score, Latavius Murray, Curtis Collins, Kendall Wright. Roger Lewis is also on free agency.
How many? Just one?
It looks like he just needs one.
Run through him one more time.
He's got Gore, Murray, Curse, Collins, Kendall Wright, and he throws in Roger Lewis out there.
I'm going Curse.
Yep.
Man, that's tough. I'm gonna go Collins. I hope that he gets a full workload this game. All right, and we got utter fiasco. Simeon or Brissett to stream?
Simeon.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm gonna go with Simeon as well. And that is it. The sack is totally empty.
Gosh.
I don't know about you guys, but I need a cigarette.
You sound exhausted. Dude. I had one more question that I actually think is a really interesting question here, but I don't want to take a whole lot of time on it. But it's an interesting thing, and I think we should definitely talk about this on a future show. Pivot asks, if we are thinking about drafting RB heavy or wide receiver heavy in 2018, based on what we've seen so far this season.
RB heavy always works out better for me. I went RB heavy this year, and the leagues that I did that in, I am dominating because I have all of the trade value right now.
Yeah.
Everyone is just throwing, they're just throwing things at me, and I'm able to choose yes or no, and I'm loving it. Love having the RBs, and I picked some wide receivers a little bit late. Like I got Keenan Allen in the this is a two-player keeper league. So when I say that I get Keenan Allen in the third round, that's really kind of like getting him mid of the fourth based on the players that would have went before him. So I got him. I got Devonta Parker. Got Deshaun Jackson. I actually had Edelman as well. And then he got hurt. So my wide receivers I picked up were all solid that I got late. And I have McCoy, Gurley, Crowell, DeMarco Murray because of a trade, and Kamara. I love my running backs.
Yeah, I'm always about running back heavy because that's the position that just gets decimated the fastest, the most, becomes much more of a requirement in cold weather games. Because that's what people, I think, always forget, is it's harder to throw the ball when it's really cold outside. It's harder to catch the ball when it's really cold outside. So you got to lean on that run game more, especially if you're, say north of Arizona. Every team above that's basically, you're looking at colder weather. So I'm always all about the running back heavy.
And I'm always grabbing wide receivers heavy. I just think that they're sure. There's always going to be new running backs in the top 10 list. You might get two of the same guys. So you got Freeman, Bell, right now Zeke. Those are three of the guys right now. McCoy's out of it. He drafted Ajayi high. He's not in it. It's just so much turnover. Like I went and I drafted Julio, who didn't turn out too great. But then I grabbed AJ as well and
OBJ.
Yes, I mean it somehow not work out too. But then I got CJ Anderson late. I got Tevin Coleman late. Who starting him every week. I ended up turning Tevin Coleman and another piece to Lamar Miller later. Ended up turning another, wide receiver and a running back. I think I turned T.Y. Hilton, C.J. Anderson, and like Wendell Smallwood for Ezekiel Elliott because I was so deep at wide receiver. So you can have both ways. I like to usually go into the draft drafting value. Not I'm going to grab two running backs. I'm going to do this. If a guy falls in front of me and he's on my list, because I do my own rankings at the beginning of the year, and he's on my list, I'm going to draft him. Kareem Hunt, he was very high on my list. He ended up on a bunch of my teams, and I was drafting him way before, rounds earlier than people before even where it got hurt. So, yeah, if the guy is falling to you on your, and you're valuing him, just take the value. And then, if you're good at valuing guys, they're going to produce, and then you can trade them later. So that's what I like to do. I try not to go into it with running back heavy or wide receiver heavy, but I end up having wide receivers heavily vary on most of my teams.
I mean, it's something we'll probably talk about in the off-season shows and definitely next season, but it's interesting to kind of keep that in mind as the season goes on. Guys, y'all need a break. Can I just do the outro and get us out of here?
Please. Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Get us the heck out of here.
All right. That's it for the show today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for all your questions. If you head over to SleeperWire.com, you find our rankings, our podcast. You can submit more questions there. And please make sure, if you can, support our cause. Make a donation to Rob's GoFundMe GoFundMe.com/RobJR. He's got chronic Lyme disease. We're raising money to help him. Want to reach us on SleeperBot or Fantasy Life app at SleeperWire. LBB is Lucas. At Dirty Jobs is Mike. At Prophet Husein, you know who that is. Find us on Twitter at SleeperWire Show. And also you can find Dr. Kane21. That's Dirty Jobs on Twitter. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a great and wonderful victory-filled weekend.
Sleeper Wire, the only fantasy football radio show with more than a dozen multi-time, multi-league, multi-year champions. Listen to the Sleeper Wire show every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Dash Talk.